man, those are stuff of legends. I think that is pretty much the fastest flank that I've ever seen from any sort of team now. Speaking of flanker, it's going to be VGM infiltrating the building, and that's one player down. And we will have to say goodbye to Booms. It's first blood for V Gaming's Chua.
Yeah, V Gaming definitely under pressure right now, not doing too hot. Only 2 points last we checked. Their names could be wrong. We'll have to retally that one up for myself. Oh, there we go. 3 now in total points. So it checks out, the build checks out. V Gaming will have to secure more onto their end if they're looking to make this leap up onto the top 16. Meanwhile, they have eyes on EVOS. That is good picking though. Behind the tree lines, they will take one man down. That's KF, key player, but they will
salvage though.
Yeah, immediately taking shots from one side and the other. With Genesis Dogma also circling them like hyenas.
This true-A battle is really fierce between EVOS, V Gaming, and also Genesis Dogma. Genesis losing one, absolutely unhappy with that. Just looking for more pressure to just flush out Chua from the building, but they know that they can't exactly lead right now, especially when the White Tigers are on top of the hill. Shroud. Not too sure if the real Shroud is actually playing PUBG Mobile though, but oh boy! It's Zuxi with the drive-by, and there goes Shroud. And Ryzen just being on the lookout.
Oh,
Yuhai Boy wants to take this fight head on. He's all alone, and that's some damage being done to more members of the side of Anchor PUBG. Now they kind of regret their decision, and you know, that flank of a maneuver come in a little bit too late. And why, oh my!
He gets
Wait,
it!
How?
He gets it with the red dot sight, and now that's 2 members of APG being pinned down. Cannot make the exit here. This is looking like go time for BTR. Surely you just drive in.
That's 3 trees blocking his pathway, and Yuhai just decides, you know what? I'm not even going to take my guns out just for now. I'll just run you over with the buggy. That's 1 pointer in for Bigatron Aliens. Further solidifying their lead, putting that to 55 points. Let's make that 56 as we add up the numbers all together. Chopper coming over with some long-range rotation, and they finally arrived to their destination, school.
Oh, well, he got another headshot onto APG. He's just going to drive straight in. He's going to spray them down. Can they make the exit? They will take one member. He got 1 member down, and now it's just 1 man on the buggy who's been chased down by Zuxi. Up on the turret side here. Oh, he tries to turn back to retaliate, but that will be the end of APG's run in day 1 of the weekdays in week number 2.
Bigatron Red Aliens honestly make everything look way too easy where it's not supposed to. These are pro teams that we're talking about here, right? Now Pop goes ahead to blow off that vehicle that's going to be blocking onto that compound inside Rozak, close to the water tanks. Take the fight against Infinity. So we have 2 top-tier teams going out at each other. Newsy, though, he finds those angles, and he will pick Microboy instantaneously. Meanwhile, it's down to KF as well as Lyzerg. That's going to be MELA there finding Microboy. Logan's already down as they bring out the Micro Uzi to the battle. MELA now charges up the grenade, while Porsche is just going to be waiting from the corner. And Newsy will try to tag team their way out as Lyzerg only has a take of health left, but he's hopping on out his buggy. That thing! That's max range dropping on top of KF. They've got to turn kills and run. EVOS not looking all too hot this time around, and they just have to play passively from here.
And of course, VGM had to come in with the 3rd party, so unfortunately all that efforts won't go to the side of Infinity. They will come up victorious though. EVOS only 1 member left remaining, but Infinity is not doing too well themselves. Meanwhile, VGM just staying put in the compound they're holding, just shooting people down. Genesis Dogma next in line on the scopes, but will not get the kill, and things will just go each other's way.
They will have to have a little bit more of a diverge passage while they slowly make their way across. Now,
no trades just as of yet. Eagle Esports now has eyes on MSC, who is making up on the high ground. And as I mentioned, Infinity has eyes on EVOS. Can he try to clutch this one out? But he won't. because it is Infinity and they won't be that easy to pull off a 1v2. So Microboy, he was up against more possible circumstances.
That's right. And Infinity, they finished off what they started, although there were 2 points that were being removed because of a third party coming on from the side of V Gaming. Meanwhile, we still have more action across the map, as we are seeing Chuan dropping outside of the play zone already. He didn't really have vehicle to move across, so it's definitely understandable why, especially when phase 4, it starts to hurt a lot more. While Infinity, they just kept on going on a convoy, but they need to be wary of VX's position. Oh, Axis, right one, they're going to take them head on, and Nosy gets knocked over from the vehicle. It is going to be Voki OP. It's going to be able to actually secure that one. MG3 on the player. Meanwhile, there's still Genesis Dogma right inside. Infinity's going to go in with the push. The GodTunny needs to pull off a clutch against Voki here. Voki has already looted up all the levels he gets, but he doesn't really have too much HP left. He needs to heal up. He will have a full HP bar up with the med kit being utilized. But Axis right one, they're infiltrating with all 3. All the nades are flying right in. Things might not look all too good for Infinity.
Oh, he's gonna get the
may not be
rest.
them getting anything out of this. While they have one pushing upwards. MG3 on a spray. Voki takes 2 kills and takes out the entirety of the Infinity.
My God, that looked so promising for Infinity. Unfortunately, with the numbers advantage and just, well, not being able to close that one out for himself, or at least shoot Voki before he got into the medkit heals here. So unfortunately for them, they will bow out. Meanwhile, 4 Rivals eyes set to kill towards Vampire Esports. It's Schweppes taking a heaped amount of damage. It's a hefty one. But can he look to retaliate this one here? 4 Rivals are all split apart. It seems like they've got a huge map control in this compound. Rith far forward behind the tree lines with one more on top of the hill, if I'm not mistaken.
That's right, one inside the waters. That might just be a good tactical play if they could slowly move their way into the water town. Meanwhile, EVOS Esports will just try to find a little bit more room to leverage, but MSC is cutting them from this point here. They just choked them off with this gatekeeping that's being set up, and I don't think that there is any way out but to take on this fight. EVOS Esports have to find those grenades, and that's where they try to set their sights onto Jasper, although it's just a little bit of a glimpse with the grenades hurled at TG13, but that's not going to be able to fall right on top of his head. So Napchin's just going with the spray. There's even more pressure coming in. Pop! Oh my, he's found that golden grenade. And what can Jin do to salvage this situation? They don't really have too much of a HP left. And with those vehicles slowly deterring any sort of movement, it's going to be Black Cat that will be able to find that crosshair onto the hit of Maple with a great headshot. And here comes Panzai. And he gets dropped! That grenade might just be able to blast him across. Jasper's down as well. It's Popker doing all the trick. And now suddenly the tides have turned and MS Chonburi only down to 2.
VPE, they came in with the third party. They just crippled the one line of defense that was holding EVOS Esports back, and now they're just going to drive straight through. Pop tries to shoot one down, but unfortunately cannot keep up with the speed. Paragin's left crawling, but I guess his fate has been sealed long ago here. But now MSC has to be careful because they were once a third party by VPE. Surely they know someone's in the back end. Genesis Dogma about to come into contact against D Xavier. Which one of these teams will come out alive? It seems like D Xavier only has one member going on for them. Oh, DayboT tries to take one on top of the roof here, but it takes a lot of damage from the grenades that's been tossed in their way.
They have to get into the zone, though. They don't really have to all too much time. Frankie now trying to push forward. Geekfam, they're also playing by the hill. MS Chonburi is also on top. This doesn't look all too good for anybody right down below. Appy is the first casualty to fall. Meanwhile, Paburu is asking for help, but Riff is a little bit too far away. The rest of Vampire Esports, they're over on the other corner, and they may be able to damage some members from MS Chonburi, but they are crossing right in. They're looking for that one lurking member, White Cat from BN. He's hiding there, and he will be able to take down Jasper, but out of nowhere, it's going to be NFT that will capitalize on that situation with more damage being done. Pop now, moving forward, it's going to be Riv that's still going to be surviving right down below. Schweppes now have to survive for the sake of MS Chonburi, but oh my word, MSC is already down and out.
Yeah, Vampire Esports now takes over the high ground on that hill, but the circle, they're playing by the edge here, getting pinned down by Geek Fam. Snipes spots one out. There's a few tags going their way that should be information transferred, so they know the locations for Vampire Esports, but can they play their way out of this? They're not in comfortable situations themselves. Eagle, RRQ onto their right-hand side should be scuttled out. They're leaving one member there. That could be detrimental. That could be the backstab that which they would not desire. Talking about backstab, Xavier coming in. Lamborghini shows himself, and take a look at VPE. They're going up against NFT. This is the second time NFT has to go up with a nade battle. First against Bigatron, now against VPE. Both situations not too hard for them. It is a hard feat to climb. As VPE having one skirmish of their own, and Geek Fam
looks good,
having their own as well against DX Xavier, but Xavier's will wipe them out, and RRQ still stays there with the med kit, will heal himself and remain within the game.
DX now trying to propel forward. This is where they will have to contest against NFT as well as Vampire Esports. So far, having such a good defensive setup, they have that perfect terrain cover to be able to outlast the round. As we look at the rest of NFT, they don't really have all too much of that field of view to take on VP at the moment. And the rest of the team, such as RRQ, they're only down to one man. Meanwhile, Axis Red One, as much as they have 3 members still left, they're way too far from where they need to be. Lamborghini now stops right by. They found that perfect cover for them, using the broken vehicles as a bunker. Meanwhile, RQ, Ryu will crash out. Top 5 finish for them. Now it's only down to our 4 teams from different regions here. And I think this is the perfect setup for our final match of the night.
Yeah, and who is it going to go to? Axis makes the push inwards, but gets shot down. NFT as well, losing Lippy far too forward here, and now the advantage goes to the side of Vampire Esports. They know that NFT is losing a couple of members. That's go time for them. We'll go in with the cleanup. They will. That is NFT Esports eliminated. Indonesia no longer in the standings to get that chicken dinner, but Thailand, they stand strong, and Vietnam's only team left remaining, Xavier, could maybe bag one up for themselves. Nades gets tossed forward. Axis within the smokes, trying to play within whatever cover they have. This should be... it is looking very heavily sided on the side of VPE with the high ground. They will spray down forward. They will finish the job, and soon they have to go up against Xavier, who is playing from the low end. But maybe if they've got the good eyes, the good sight, they could just pick them off here. It makes the movement forward. Lamborghini playing behind smokes, behind the tree line. VPE makes a push on forward as well, so they are giving up the high ground. This is probably going to even the things out a little bit. It's a 3v4 situation. Schweppes still standing on the high ground here. He has the bird eye.
He's got the pick, though.
But he gets the pick. That evens it out in terms of count. But can they get the res, or will they let him be and try and make it work with only
Schweppes.
3 members?
He's coming right in. He's going to go for the resurrection right now, and that name might just actually connect perfectly. So now 1 member down from the side of the Saber. They still have 2 member players to rely on. Meanwhile, Vampire Esports, they don't really have to do too much. They just have to wait for the Saber to move off from where they need to be, because Vampire Esports, they got the circle going, and they just have to wait for them to come right by. But they found Stone!
Oh, they got the trade
on the
opening
that they need.
Yeah, Xavier, they got the rest themselves, so this will be the numbers advantage. They take down 2. They tap 2. That means that's 2 members down from VPE. Who's not going to leave? Only... No. Are they still alive here?
It's Frankie now.
They're going up onto the high ground. They know he's there. Xavier playing with whatever hopes they have left. 2 members down, but they will bow out, and Vampire Esports bags it. Their final winner chicken dinner in day number 1 of the second weekday.